Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 55. I'm Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Tired.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a week.
I had a
You had a
week.
week.
I had a week. A lot of Flesh and Blood was played. It was a good week.
That's good.
But how was your week?
It was good. It was not as much flesh and blood, which is fine by me. But I did get to play a bunch of board games with some of our people from our
Nice.
local shop, and that was fun. And yeah, it was good. I got some games in,
Cool,
just
cool.
different types of games.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Did you open anything this week? I opened some stuff this week.
No? Question mark. Did I open the Pokemon this week? I think that was last week. No, I think I did not open anything this week.
So we'll get into it, but this weekend I basically won a Uprising box and cracked some packs and pulled some stuff. And that was super exciting. So I opened a Uprising box, and I got a Marvel Asvali, a Rainbow
Nice.
Cornet Peak, Rainbow Encase, and 5 Majestics. Pretty solid.
You got the
Um,
Marv Asphalt, right?
yeah,
You said?
yeah, it's
Nice.
a really pretty one with the lightning,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like Ice Shatter. It's pretty cool.
It's so funny listening to you say cards from the last set. I'm like, where am I? What's happened? Asvali. That's from before the before times.
Before Dynasty.
Yeah, exactly. I just my brain's all dynasty, so it took me a second to
Yeah.
put it all in my brain.
Yeah, our main topic this week is Battle Hardened, New Jersey, and I was the only Arakni of a
Yep,
130 person event at the New Jersey Battle Hardened SGCCon. I was
and
the only Arakni.
it went really well. He
It
got
went
to the top
great.
8.
Yep, we'll get into it. Uh, one of us got to the top 8.
Yeah, one of us. Not, yeah.
I opened some Pokemon this week. I opened the Quaxley starter kit. Or did I talk about this last week? I talked about this last week.
No, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
yes, you
Yeah,
did. The
yeah, yeah.
Quaxley. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's your brain's
Good.
fried. You just
Yeah.
came back. Yeah, 130-person tournaments, fry brains.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's the job.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be opening some Lost Origin. Gonna be putting up on our shorts. So if you like shorts on YouTube, check it out. We're putting up some Pokemon content there. Just some quick pack opening. It's a lot
I
of
put
fun.
some Dynasty packs up on there
Yeah.
from old recordings that I never put any content to, so they're just me opening them. So I threw some background music in and made some shorts.
Yeah. We just need
Pretty
to make
cool.
sure they're in the vertical format next time.
Yeah, well, there's actually 2 formats. I was using the square because it's clearer, it's sharper for overhead view.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know you
I
could
will
do
talk
square.
about that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll talk about it after.
Cool.
Oh my god,
Um,
card prices, man.
yeah.
Command and Conquer's over 100 again.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know
Arcane
why?
Rising is 117, the box, unlimited.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Glad I ordered my case.
118 for Black Tech Whisper.
Yep. I ordered a
It's
case
all
of
fine.
WTR and a case of Arc.
Yeah, never financial advice here, but WTR Unlimited word is gone from distributors, people. So if you do want your own case to hold on to, or to do what I did and put them in, what are they called, Magic Sleeve, Magic Cubes, and so you have a cube to
Mhm.
draft later with, do it soon because it's following Arc. It's not going to be long before it starts spiking up, in my opinion,
Yeah, honestly, I
close
just
to the
want
end.
it on my shelf if I ever get the itch, and yeah, because
Yep.
it's. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
tempted to buy another case. I have a case, but I'm tempted to buy another. I just there's so many things I'd rather spend money on right now because I put so much capital into Flesh and Blood already. Like
yeah, that's fair.
adding to it doesn't make sense. I mean, I have first edition stupid stuff like crazy.
Get stuff you want to open later.
No, I don't open. I like sealed product.
You like limited, like if you ever want to draft WTR again.
Oh yeah, that's what the Cubamajigs are for.
Oh
I
right,
have
yeah,
WTR and Cubamajig, so we can draft it anytime and then put it back and then draft it
that's true.
again and
I
put it
forgot
back.
you did
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
you did that with
that's
WTR.
why I did that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have 3 different sets from that
okay,
era.
cool. Um, did I open anything else? I don't think so. I think
Yeah, I
that
don't
was it.
think so either. Not that I heard of.
Um, I played a bunch. So I did my weekly armory. I did Dash. I played Hayden Dale's Dash list. So not a fan. Not
What's the
saying it's
unique
not great.
Yeah, what's the
The
tech in there?
different
What's the deal?
it is a boost dash. Starting item is Hyperdriver. plays 8 crankshafts, 3 red, 3 blue, 2 yellow. I know he was going back and forth on different ones. Um, it just doesn't get there. I played it in my armory. We played 4 games.
Yeah, you have to be Hayden Dale to make it get there.
I don't know.
But
I don't know if it was
yeah,
just
I
dumb luck.
remember when he first came with that list and he was tweaking it and such.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it doesn't feel like you can get there. But I think I either watched him play or heard him talk about how he played it. And there's tricks to it, but you have to be a lot smarter than I am, and
Oh
he's
yeah, no,
sharp.
I watched the
So
whole
it's like,
thing. I get it.
yeah, he's
I've been playing Dash. I get it. I get how it's supposed to work.
no, no,
It's
no, but he actually can look at what's been played in his opponent and guesstimate what's going to come out when, and that's why he's good at it.
right. But
Yeah,
the I
he's that level good, which is just a different tier. I can't do that shit.
well, of course, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as good as he is. What I'm saying is I had bad luck, and I don't know if it was just bad luck or just the deck, because the whole idea is you start hyperdriver, so you get the extra resource every turn, right? And
Yeah,
then you play the 8 crankshafts, which are awful cards by themselves, without getting that extra resource from banishing them by paying a cost of boost to get that extra resource counter on hyperdriver, right?
yep.
Because they're just overvalued or overcosted attacks. And I did not get a single extra steam counter on the hyperdriver from crankshaft. I didn't
Got it.
boost a single one until after my hyperdriver was gone in all 4 games.
Now, is it something where if you had thought about it more or had more knowledge, you'd be able to figure it out?
No,
Is it one of those things?
it is when you know how boost dash works, right?
Mhm,
So you're boosting, right? And then you
mhm,
banish a card, and then
mhm,
when you banish crankshaft, you get a resource steam counter on hyperdriver.
mhm.
So it stays around an extra turn. And the idea
So
is
bad shuffle?
what?
Like, what do you mean bad shuffle then? You just didn't get them?
Yeah, I didn't the only time I banished them for boost cost was after the hyperdriver was already destroyed on turn 3.
Oh, well, that's lame.
Yeah. But it happened in all 4 games.
And you said you had a 9 set in there? That is
8.
statistically
8.
improbable. Oh, 8.
I think it's like
Let's
a
see,
12
60
point
card deck.
something.
Yeah, what's the what do they call that? Hyper geometric
Yeah.
calculation for that?
Yeah. So, and he
I'll look
talked
it up.
about it in his video how 8 was the right answer. And because they're overstated, you don't want the extra one because then you're going to run into them and not be able to pay for them later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yellow is the worst of them. So that's why you play 2 of the yellow. So I don't know. I was just not feeling confident on it. And I brought both that dash list and Arachne to the battle harden and made a last minute decision to switch to Arachne. And because of that, we had every single hero represented at the battle harden.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Uh, is it? Uh,
Yes, that's great. Well, okay, maybe the 3 that only had 1 person probably
yeah,
shouldn't have been there, but
yeah,
otherwise, yes, that's great.
yeah. I mean, it was fine, but
Yeah,
uh,
1 in 3 chance to
yeah,
draw one of those. That's the
yeah,
hypergeometric number.
and like
No, 44 to 1 or more, which is obviously not you don't want more, but
right,
well, maybe you do if you're boosting it. Yeah, this actually doesn't quite get the math because it's about drawing as opposed to the boost
yeah,
discard thing.
yeah,
So whatever.
yeah,
Still gives you an idea of how frequently you do it.
yes. What was it? Because you're boosting 3 times a turn, you have 3 chances to do it each turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll do it that way. It's a 3 draw, see what the math is. Yeah, it's about a third of a chance. So 1 in 3 should do it. So yeah, that means one of those 3 should do it. At
Correct.
least once, yeah, so,
And you
yeah,
have
it's the
3
right math. You
turns,
just got really bad luck. That's
and you have
really bad luck.
3 turns to be able to do that before hyperdriver's gone, or 2, because the 3rd one, it gets destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, you should odds are in your favor, but yeah, you just rolled poorly. It happens.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate. So I switched to Arachne and, went 0 and 5 and dropped. It was awful. And
I'm sorry. It sounds so bad.
it was not all the games were awful. Some of them were fun. The Dromai matchup is I should have just went and got lunch.
Conceded. Yeah.
It was terrible. I got him down to about 30 while blocking while he was setting up. And then he just the dragons got set up and I have no answer for that because I can only take out one dragon a turn. He's putting down two. There's some ash wings and it's just bleeding damage even if I block it. I had my popper was and I forget if we were talking about this before we turned on the recording or after, but Command and Conquer
Mm,
is over
just the price.
$100 now.
Yeah.
And I think the reasoning is everyone is using it for poppers,
Yeah.
for Dromai.
Yep.
It is the generic card to have that is a popper. And
That's also good on its own, like overvalued on its own.
correct. And
Yep.
without dilute, so to not dilute your deck too much with poppers, you play 3 for the matchup in the sideboard, and then you bring in 1 or 2 remembrances so that you can bring them back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
And then otherwise, it's just a yellow pitch, which
Yeah,
is
which
fine
is
in
not
most
bad.
decks.
Yep.
So I was playing 2 Remembrance and 3 Command and Conquers, and I drew them early and didn't draw my Remembrances. So I was using them to pop like small stuff,
Oh
and
no.
then
The
because what do
big
I do?
boys
Just
came out.
hold it? Do I arsenal? I
No, yeah, of
can't.
course.
Yeah,
No, no, no. You got to be efficient. You use
right.
what you got. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that was my second game against the Dromai. That was just it's a non-game. My first game was against the Phi. That went pretty well until he had 2 back-to-back Art of War turns.
Yeah, that'll put you down.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do about that. That'll put you
No,
down.
no. And I didn't feel too bad about that one because at the end of the day, he was at the top tables. So
Oh,
at
okay.
top
So
table
he's
Phi
immediately
was my
good.
first match, and that was not
Deck
great.
check.
Yeah,
You
for
marking
real.
his Art of Wars? No, I'm just
For real. No, I'm just kidding. And I didn't see a single dash. There were 16 dashes there. I didn't see a single one of them. I would have loved to see any of them.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was like, wait, there's 16 there, but you didn't see him like in physically in the space. You
No,
didn't play against them,
correct.
which would have been
Correct.
a good matchup.
Yes.
So you just you had some bad luck. There's
Yeah.
some bad luck happening.
Bravo is a bad mirror is a matchup for me. I didn't play any Bravos, thankfully. Oldham is turns out terrible because you trade very inefficiently, and their attacks have on hits that just stop you from being able to. Because even if you get 1 frostbite, you can't play the 0 without. You want to block with 3, attack for 4, but you get a frostbite, you can't even activate your tunic. You can't play the 0. You just arsenal it, and then you wait. And so you maybe get a 4 or a 5 every other turn. So it just really slows you down. So you will not beat them on damage, and you are actually getting decked out yourself, opposed to decking them out
Mhm.
from blocking, because they are using 1 card to swing for 8 or 10 every turn, and you are spending 2 or 3. So the math, you run out of deck first. And Crown of Seeds is a hell of a card. So my leave no witnesses, my Command and Conquers, anything that goes at them threatening Arsenal. Why? Like I didn't even put Command and Conquer in my deck because of Crown Seeds in that matchup.
Right.
So, but I mean, leave no witnesses is going to go in because 0 for 4 red. And then what were my other match? I played another Phi. This one went better. He only had 1 big Art of War turn, and uh, was able to finish me off with the last card in his deck. Otherwise, he had no cards left in hand, no cards left in deck.
That's
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good
So if
fight.
I was able to make 1 more silver and get my helmet back, I could have blocked that last uh, flame. Oh, shoot. Phoenix Flame. So he finished me off with the last Phoenix Flame with the last resource that he could possibly do. So that felt good. And I still had like 20 cards in deck, so I could have blocked a little more efficiently probably. But The one time where I did take like 7 or 8 damage in a turn, I was then able to turn around and eviscerate, and he took 10 cards off of his deck from my
Oof.
eviscerate because he didn't
Yeah,
block. He
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
block the eviscerate, didn't have any uh D-reacts, and then I put two um shoot, cut to the chase, two red cut to the chase on top of it. So that's a total of 10. So we had to banish 10. And man, he was feeling it by the end. He was
Yeah, I
sweating
bet
because
he
it was
was.
it was like my deck. He was still
That's
at
so
like 30
funny.
something health, but you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, and I talked about the Oldham. I played a Reinar, and that was close. I got him low, but I didn't get anywhere near decking him, which was my goal for the day, just to deck somebody out, mill somebody. And can't do it with Reinar. And the Reinar matchup is very weird because your whole game plan into these decks is to block with 3, attack with 1.
And then he stops you from blocking.
He stops you from blocking because he intimidates everything out of your hand, and you
Yeah.
can't race him in damage. It doesn't
Yeah, no,
work.
you won't win. Yeah.
So and that was my 5 games: 2 Fi, Reinar, Oldham, and Dromai.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So Arachne, not quite ready.
Nah, we knew
Um,
that.
yeah,
Uprising. I mean, not uprising. Outsiders. That's when you get card
yeah,
at the bare minimum. You know.
yeah. But my day didn't end there, and went with a group of friends from our locals. It was a ton of fun. One of our locals made top 8. We had a Bravo in top 8. It was super awesome. Congratulations! And it's just, I don't know. It was so awesome to watch him. He was wearing my Bravo cosplay jacket, and
Heard of the tweet?
yeah, yeah, yeah. SCG Con tweeted us out. So take a look at their Twitter. They put a picture of us and a little story about how I had worn the coat and won it at Pro Tour. One came in third place in Pro Tour, and then he's wearing it here playing Bravo and did very well. It was impressive. Like we were watching him at the top tables, like over his shoulder, because it was down to like the last couple rounds. Because we played 8 rounds. There was 8 rounds to the Battle Harden because of the size of it.
Oh wow, good.
And his game 8 was a mirror against another Bravo, like a really well respected Bravo, a good Bravo. And the speed that they just went back and forth was nuts. They were grabbing each other's discard piles, sifting through it, checking for pummels, checking for D reacts, and it was wild. It was really cool to watch.
How many?
Um,
What was in the top eight? What was? I was trying to find the list, but they're not posted yet.
Oh shoot. I think it was 2 Bravo. There's 4 Guardians. There's 2 or 3 Bravos and then 1 or 2 Oldhams. Um
Did a Phi make it? Did an Icelander make it?
I
Briar make it?
Briar had 1, Icelander I think had 1. Maybe
Dash
a
at all?
Lexi? No dash.
No dash. Okay, Lexi.
Yeah. I think there was a Lexi.
I like it.
The
That's
Kanos all
funny.
did well too. Our local Kano went 6 and 2. So, nothing to
That's
sneeze at.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
really good. Yeah.
Um Yeah, really proud of our group. We did really well. I was just checking in with them. They are playing in the Pro Quest, and 3 out of the 4 top tables are Red Cap crew. Let's go.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
awesome.
so yeah, super excited to see. I wish I could have stayed for the Pro Quest, but I had other things I needed to get done. That's going on today. Should be wrapping up soon, actually. But let's see. Oh yeah. So then after I dropped from Battle Hardened, there was a Blitz event at 3 o'clock. And so I brought my Kasai deck, my Royal Kasai, and we showed up. First round was against Reinar, won that. Um,
Easy mode.
I don't know. It was kind of impressive. It was clearly winning. I was at like 15. He was at like 2 or something. And he got the combo off, got all my cards out of my hand, and then uh was presenting exactly lethal. But I still had my entire fridge. Like I didn't have Crown of Providence because I was running Crown of Dominion.
Did you call it your entire fridge?
My fridge, my armor shelf. Um,
Alright, just making sure I heard that right. Your fridge. You pulled
yeah.
the
So I
beer
had
out of the
my
fridge to
yeah
block Reinhardt.
yeah.
Here,
I
have a
had my
drink.
Valiant Dynamo. You never heard that? Calling
No.
the armor the fridge? Yeah.
No, that's good. That's a good
Valiant
one.
Dynamo, Courage of Bladehold, and Valiant no the Brave Force bracers. I still had
Yeah.
all those up,
All the stuff that
all
comes back
full,
nasty, stupid,
and
yeah.
it blocked out. And then I came back, had a couple attack reactions in hand, and it was done.
Finish. Yep.
Next, I played. I think it was a Prism, and that was terrifying because I had no poppers in my deck.
Yeah.
But we got there.
Prism and Blitz. Yeah, I heard she's gotten better. Was it a, like a shieldy aura type Prism? How does Prism work in Blitz?
I'm not really sure. It
What did they do? Did they swing big angels at you?
yeah. So I went second. Turn one, they swung two big angels at me.
Like Eruditions and
Yeah,
what War Tune and all
yeah,
that? Yeah,
yeah.
got
But it was turn one, so I just blocked it out.
it. Yeah.
And then turn on the attack on the swing back, they had to block it because it was an Art of War turn, not an art Spoils of War turn.
Mhm.
And they were like, "Oh no," because they had experience playing against Kasai.
Yeah,
They
they
know
knew what
what.
a Kasai was about. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so they tried to block it out, but I eked it in and got both hits, and then got a quick blood on her hands turn a couple turns later. So that ended up being pretty quick. I could see if that went long, I would not have won it.
Mhm. Consistent angel
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next one was against the Dash, and that matchup is sad. That is, uh, so I won that one too, pretty easily. I think I was at 18 at the end of it. It was he was boosting his reds, he was swinging with blues. I was blocking with Valiant Dynamo every turn, and like just basically leaking one or two damage and then coming back and swinging a ton. Um, did not get a blood on her hands on that one. And then I played another dash, and they were both playing um what's that sword, the two swing for four, pay two?
I don't you would know
Talishar?
better than me.
Talishar?
Talishar,
I
yes,
think it
yeah.
is Talishar.
Talishar is one of the swords.
Yeah.
Looks like a little katana.
Yeah. Sitting on a
Yep,
table.
yep, that's
Yeah. So they were playing that, which works pretty well actually, thinking blitz wise, because you're swinging for four, which is fifth of your health, and you get it for free with the Teklo core. So if you get a Teklo core out, you swing and then end with that for free,
mhm.
playing your zeros.
So, I
So
never
basically, I
seen
just, yeah. In the two dash matchups, the only thing I blocked were the combustible couriers, and everything else I let through. Um, so won both of those. So I'm 4-0, and my last matchup is against an Icelander. So I run two AB and pray, and
Yeah, I was gonna
then
say, you might have lucked out on this because Icelander's the one thing that can actually jack you up, isn't it?
no, there are a couple of things. Icelander, Reinar absolutely can. Fi can be rough because it's poor block value trading. Dromai would be awful. Actually, I don't know.
I was gonna say, how's Dromai
Never
awful for
mind.
you? You have multi-attack.
Yeah, never mind.
You're gonna manage any board state easily
Yeah.
and build coin.
Oldham's rough.
Oldhim, I could anything that's icing you out is gonna cause you
Lexi's
issue.
rough.
Yeah, Lexi, I could see that too.
Yeah.
But everything beyond that's
Bravo
just
can be rough.
some luck and skill in there.
If Bravo, like with the pummels, anything that runs pummel and card disruption, anything that
Right,
pulls
right,
cards out of
right.
my hand that I don't choose,
Yeah,
can mean that I can only swing once that turn because
which wrecks
I
your day,
lost my
which just
go again.
destroys you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there are definitely, yeah, I did luck out, and then in Icelander was my final matchup. But he was 3-1. I was the only 4-0 at that point. And then He swung in. Basically, it ended up with him trying to Waning Moon on the last turn after not playing a non-attack action,
Oh no.
and I had
Did
to.
by accident or what happened?
I don't know. So the judge was sitting right there, and I was just like, "You can't Waning Moon. You haven't played a non-attack action." And then he pointed to Blizzard, the instant that he played
Which is
on
not
the
a
chain link
non-attack.
before,
Yeah,
and I had to explain to him that you know that
doesn't
doesn't
count.
count. You can't Waning Moon. And he was like, "What do you mean? That's how I've been playing all day." I was just
Oh
like,
no.
and the judge's eyes were just like, what?
Oh no.
And because I wasn't, I
I've
was,
made that mistake. I
yeah,
totally get it. It's easy to make because you get it in your pace and stuff, and it's just another ice card, but
yeah.
it's not.
Like I was scared when I saw Icelander sit next to me, and then they flipped over their armor, and there was no boots. It was just iron rot boots. So I was like, all right, we're good, we're good.
No, no go off combo.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, like I don't have to get worried when I get low on health. Like I was
Right,
able to get down to 3 with AB2. He can't kill me with Moon.
right, right.
So I felt fine. Um, but yeah, it was I don't know. It
It
was
sounds
fine.
like you won that before that match, though. If you were the only 4-0 left, I'm not 100% sure on rankings, but I'm pretty sure even if he had won, he would have been a 4-1, but you would have been a earlier 4-1. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but the key to going 5-0 was you get extra tickets.
Oh, nice, nice.
So
So where all did you
I got
buy?
700 tickets.
Nice,
We got I got 2 playmat tubes, one for me, one for our top 8 winners Kadachi playmat, which
nice.
is gorgeous.
Yeah,
It looks it is pristine. Like you look at a Kadachi card and you're like, "Yeah, that's cool." But when you see it blown up, the detail on it is
yeah.
wild. It is so crisp. And that blue is so nice. Um then what else did I get? Got another one of our buddies a promo room delay card. And then we got a whole bunch of dynasty packs and an uprising pack and we didn't have we had 30 tickets left and the packs were 40 so we used the 30 for uh what is it uh Tails Unlimited and got nothing in that but it's fine.
Those one. All right, all right.
Tails Unlimited and Mon Unlimited were 30 and then Uprising Dynasty and Everfest were 40.
Right on.
So but then they had a bunch of merchants selling stuff and buying cards, and I had my trade binder, and they had a high bounty on that rainbow foil tunic, my extra one,
Oh, nice.
and so I traded that in, and they were doing like a trade-in bonus, and
Mhm.
I decided to spoil my girl Kasai and give her some upgrades.
Kasai. What's your wife think about that?
She was fine because I just traded. I didn't spend any money on it.
That wasn't really what I was saying. The way you're like,
Oh,
"Spoil my
oh.
girl, Kasai."
Well, she won. She got me the win, so I needed a
Yeah,
spoiler. She's
yeah.
fine.
So
She's
what'd you get her? What'd you get her?
I upgraded my Courage of Bladehold to a rainbow,
Nice.
and then I upgraded my Valiant Dynamo to a cold foil.
Oh, nice. That was worth it. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's
And on top of that, I had enough left over. I got an Uprising box.
that's good. That's some serious loot you walked away with.
Yeah. For one card and a couple of extra
Yeah,
Majestics that I just were sitting in my trade binder. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. For cards that I'll use like all the time.
Yep.
Absolutely. I've kind of moved into that mentality of not having quantity and having quality. Because at
Mhm.
first I was like nervous to have really expensive cards. But now it's like there's cards that I just love and they're worth it to me. So because I've spent so much time playing them,
Right.
I have so many
Well,
stories and like events and things
that
tied
is the
to.
speculative game, is getting the things that people will have that heartfelt attachment to later.
Yeah, like that feeling of blood on your hands turn, and then just watching your opponent's eyes when you pop Courage of Bladehold, and
Yep.
they're just like, "Oh no, here comes blood on our hands." But I even popped it. The I think it was the dad. No, it was the Icelander game. To get there, I was not drawing my blood on her hands, and I had to block with um, Minerva, so I couldn't get it out that way. For some whatever reason, they were both on the bot. They were the last two cards in my deck when I shuffled, and so I ended the game with 12 copper. But I started the game with a cashing in of the gold coin, which felt real good
Yeah,
on a
that's
spoils of
very
war turn.
nice, nice.
So I just racked up, and I think I also played spoils of war. Um, oh shoot, the one that generates one copper when you hit with a weapon that turn. Everfest, I think. Anyway, it's I don't know. It's Kasai is just the deck I really enjoy and has given me the decision to use this time between now and when Outsiders comes out and hoping Arachne gets better to try out Dory and CC.
Okay.
So,
I mean, even if Kasai was DC, it wouldn't work as well. It's the fact that it's a small life game. She's overpowered, I think. The math.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Courage of Bladehole, you can only do it once.
Yeah.
But even without it, just when you get low health, using that second or third blood on her hands in CC would still be pretty good. Because
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah. It's
presenting
just a
four
it's yeah,
swings.
it's just the ratio. Because you know how it works, right? The whole value versus life variance. Instead of it being half and half, it's
Right. Yeah,
2/3
exactly.
and
Yeah,
half.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that ratio, that power is overwhelming.
Right.
It's like didn't we copyright a special version of Blitz? What do we call it? Where it was you go not half life, thirds life. We made this up on the podcast like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Probably.
Yeah, it was a funny way to be a new version that we can copyright and trademark as our own. But it's just like logical. It's just like instead of it because you lose a third of your cards, lose a third of your life instead of half of your life, and then it would be like CC but faster,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but a shorter game. You know what I mean? Not necessarily faster because your life is smaller.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. Anyways, so talking about storing value in fewer cards
Yeah.
of option, would you buy one of the fancy schmancy command and conquers, one of the angels, and one of the mechanoids, which equals about $1,000 right now, or
Okay.
would you buy the $1,000 emperor?
I'd buy the three, hands down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then versus buying a case or maybe 2 cases of new stuff of Pokemon.
Hmm.
Tough call, right? Because that's about the same value overall. Now it's not a case of Pokemon right now because they're like $700 for the cheap ones, but with the new set, it will probably hit close to 500, maybe a little bit over. You spend an extra $100, whatever.
You mean 700? That's 100 less. 500's 100 less. You mean
Yeah.
700?
No, they're 700 now, market price. The
Yeah.
new boxes. Oh, that's right. The new MSRP. Yeah, they won't even be under. Shit.
No.
They'll
Mm.
never get down to 500, will they?
No, not again. No.
Unless they're overprinted.
Yeah. And then stores are actually bleeding them, but stores have
Yeah.
no. I don't know of a single store that has trouble selling Pokemon cards.
No, Pokemon just sells. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Then I guess it's just one case in I don't know, a couple booster boxes.
If the intent was to maintain value, Pokemon. If the intent was to bling out a deck that I love, those cards. But though none of those cards I
Pulling
would
out
put
any decks,
would
yeah,
bling out
except for
any of
Command
my
and
decks.
Conquer.
But I wouldn't play that'd be like on the if you watch our other videos where you can see my shelf, it would be on that shelf. That Command and Conquer. It wouldn't be in a deck.
And you don't want the $1,000 Emperor?
No. I don't play
It's
him.
one card.
Yeah.
One card and all the value in one card. Didn't you just say you were trying to consolidate value into less things?
Yes.
But not that one. You don't love the Emperor. He's
No.
not good enough, even though he's rare as hell.
That doesn't matter. It has to have sentimental value to me.
Uh,
Because then
you
if it
don't.
goes down, it's like, okay, great. I still have this card I love.
That's fair. Okay, that's a good approach. I like
But
that.
if the
I,
Emperor
I
goes
like that.
down,
Yeah.
I'm just like, shit.
Yeah, I lost money.
I
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
money
makes
and I
sense.
don't even
Makes
care
sense.
about this card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
Yeah, well, I have the 3 cards in my cart right now because we just got some returns for some scams out there. Remember last episode where we were telling you about buying not
oh,
from
right. Yeah.
TCG Player? Yeah, I think that was a bad take.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
gonna I'm gonna say that's a bad
Yeah.
take, and you should, like we did say, we did warn,
No,
protect
no.
protect yourself. We said protect yourself if you're gonna go outside of TCG Player.
Correct. Yes. Which is not a bad take.
Because
And there
what
are
happens is
yes.
scam.
Yeah.
They take a bunch of money and then don't deliver.
Correct.
We may have personal experience with this.
May or may not. Uh,
But now I have an extra
it'll
$1,000.
all
Thanks,
be
Amex.
fine. Yeah, it'll all be fine. But there is like there are stores out there that I've had really great experiences with that are online, but they are tied to brick and mortar stores,
Yeah, this one
like
looked like it
big
was
name.
tied to a brick and mortar
Yeah,
store. I did a Google search. I found the street location. It
yep,
looked like it was real. It was not.
yeah,
So you cannot tell. Online is full of scams. Be careful.
right. No, I mean like
It was,
these are
it was
the
a bad take to go outside of TCG Player if you don't know how to figure that out, though. That was my point.
correct. Yes, yeah,
And we know how to figure it out, and it still got us.
yeah. Well, I mean that those were some deals. Those were some deals.
Too good to be true?
Yeah,
It probably is.
yeah. But I mean, there are stores like I'll shout them out, but they don't sponsor, like Game Nerds or MinMax. Like the two of
Yeah,
them, I have no problem ordering from.
agreed, agreed. Yeah, and there are, and that MinMax in particular has great, like, sudden deals, like flash deals or whatever.
Same
They're
with
like,
Game
"Hey, we
Nerds.
have." I don't think I've gotten on any of theirs. I know I've bought from them, but I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever gotten one of their deals. I've
Well,
managed to pull off getting MinMax. I
yeah.
managed to catch them.
It is far away, and typically I wouldn't say pre-order Pokemon, but with the new MSRP prices, everything's kind of in flux. The Game Nerds is having a sale that's like 109 a box, and then if you buy bulk, it gets down to like 104, and it caps you off at 6, which is a case
Is that
for
hmm,
Scarlet
I don't know
Violet.
if I like that or not.
What do you mean you don't like it?
So that's $600, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying because you're dropping capital 3 months in advance.
Right, I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's yeah, that's
But if you
I'm not
know
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
something
I don't know if I like that or not. Like, it's a good deal, but is it really a good deal that far in advance?
right, no, what I'm saying is I don't typically recommend this, but if it is something that you are going to get, I don't think it will personally be that low when the set actually comes and it's being super hyped. Because right now everyone's hyped for Crown Zenith, which comes out at the end of the we just kind of did a hard right into Pokemon.
Yeah, we did. Sorry. You did that, man. I didn't go there. I just mentioned it as
No.
an option to buy. I was
Um
just doing comparison across products.
yeah, let's
You're the
finish
one that started to talk about that.
let's finish um the flesh and blood discussion first.
We did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We
What
were
else
talking
was there?
about were there other options? Or was that those were the options?
No, just the 3 options, and you chose what you wanted because sentimental value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Valiant Dynamo. And I asked about the Courage of Blade Hold in Cold Foil and they laughed. It's like $1,600 or something.
Yeah.
Or $600. I was just like, yeah, no, 60's cool.
In foil.
Yeah, 60's cool for Rainbow. And the Rainbow actually looks like awesome on that card. With the red and the gold and the silver. Good card. Um I'm trying to think if there's anything else from the event I wanted to talk about. Oh,
Mark Poole was
Mark
there.
Poole was there. I said hi. Seems cool. Forgot to bring anything to sign because I didn't know he was going to be there.
Didn't know a
Yeah.
artist was gonna be at a battle hardened. When you said that, I'm like, "Wow, our
Well, it's a big.
littler events are getting bigger events,
Well,
like,
it's
are
a
becoming
Magic
bigger."
event too.
Yeah.
So they were a bunch of
Oh,
Magic people.
yeah, and he has
Yeah.
a ton of art and
Yeah.
magic too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, now I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, I was like, "Wow, even our little events are attracting artists now? That's huge for
Yeah.
Flesh and
No.
Blood." Yeah, no. Okay, ratio of crowd. Was it 75-25 again? Like Philly?
I don't. I'd say 1/3. Flesh and Blood was big there.
I have my doubts. Was it a bigger event than the Philly one?
Yes. But
Well,
there
then
were
you're wrong because there's like 200 people at the Philly one for Flesh and Blood, and it was still only one third. So one of your maths are wrong.
there wasn't 200 people in the
Yeah, there was. It was about 200 in the Philly. It was a little less. It was
the
like
Philly
180
Battle
or
Harden was
190.
200 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
I'm telling you it wasn't.
Okay. I swore that was the number someone quoted me.
No. Because we only did 7 rounds. 128 is the breaking point for 8 rounds.
Yeah, but remember, not everyone played in that because there was all the
Oh,
side
okay.
events.
No, yeah, okay, that's fine. I believe that then.
Yeah,
I
because
thought you were talking about the
I think
number.
it was around. I think it was like 187, 190 was the registered Flesh and Blood people or something like
Okay.
that. So
Yeah, because it was 150 registered for, or 130 registered for the Battle Hardened.
for the Hardened itself, yeah, for the
Yeah.
actual
Yeah,
tournament,
and then there
yeah.
were a bunch of side
There's a
events.
bunch of losers like me running around doing other side events because they had, they had drafts, they had all sorts of stuff going
Oh,
that day.
yeah, they had that there too, Blitz, and there was a CC event right after the Battle
Yeah,
Hardened, and then there was a Pro Quest today, and yeah. So there were a lot of people there, and it was a lot of flesh. I don't know if there was more. I think there was less Magic people
okay.
and
So it's a
slightly more.
more fabby event. That's cool.
No, as in like there were definitely more Magic people than Flesh and Blood people, but there were more Magic people at Philly than they were at Jersey.
Right. Yes, I get that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm with
because and it might be because the venue was really big and the tables looked real scarce in
you.
the
Interesting.
Magic section, but in the Flesh and Blood section, it looked real busy. But
That's fair.
yeah.
And to be fair, like Philly's a little bit easier for more people to get to.
Mhm. Oh,
It's
yeah.
right in the
Yeah,
middle
yeah.
of the mid. What do they call that? The Mid Atlantic region.
Well, I mean, the
So you have
Meadowlands expert
people.
it's pretty close
Yeah,
to
I mean,
the
I'm just saying
airport.
you'll get people from Boston and New York to come down to Philly, and you'll get people coming up from Baltimore to DC, which we all like. We
Right.
know there's there's crowds there for Fab and there's crowds there for Magic. So being there might just be a bigger draw or whatever overall.
I played
I don't know.
in the Blitz event, I played, like, most of a Armory group that was from Connecticut. I think 3 of them were from the same group.
That's crazy. Connecticut.
Yeah. And then, there was this woman who dressed up as the shitty Christmas present,
I love it.
and she walked around with a big giant sack of shitty Christmas presents and was
Did you
handing
give
out
out baubles?
No.
Oh,
She
what'd you
gave
give
out
out?
shitty Christmas presents.
What were they?
They were either socks wrapped in, like, a little ribbon,
Yeah.
or, you I think she would ask, "Do you want a shitty Christmas present or a shitty potion?" And if you said shitty Christmas present, she gave you socks, and if it was a shitty potion, she gave you a Capri Sun.
Good. I like it.
So,
Uh,
I got this pair of socks. It was awesome. I got to play, next to her in a couple of the Battle Hardened games, and, uh, she seemed very nice. Drove up from Virginia. But
that's a
that's a
distance,
drive,
man.
yeah. But so where my point was that, like, people are driving to these events. Like,
Oh
the
yeah.
events that make it onto, like, the Fab TCG, like, website, the main events, even the smaller ones, they're getting attendance. People are coming. And there was a big noticeable influx of people still new to the game.
Yeah.
Very new to
I've
the game.
reversed my opinion. We said this last week,
Yeah.
but I've seen more and more of the hey, I'm new to the kind of post.
Yep.
I think there was just a break over the holiday
Yeah.
and now it's back to booming again. So
Yep.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
And I even, like, uh got in random conversations with some of the Magic players, and they started talking to me about Magic, and I would quickly be like, "Oh no, I'm here playing Flesh and Blood,"
Yeah.
and they would be like, "Oh, that game looks really fun." I was like, "Yeah, have you tried it?" And they're like, "No, I'd love to, but I'm just so invested in Magic." And
It's
I'm just like,
everyone's only excuse left.
"Yeah, yeah." I was like, "That's a sad excuse." And you can see it
That's
in their no,
no,
I could
no.
no, like, these the
That's
people
not a
I
sad excuse. That's a perfectly fine excuse. If you have decades and, thousands upon thousands of dollars of cards you can't really move, yeah, no. That's a perfectly reasonable excuse to keep playing the game that you've been playing for decades.
No, I know, but what I meant was I could see it in their eyes. I could see the sadness in
Yes,
their
they're
eyes.
sad about where Magic is right now. It's a sad time, but this is like the 5th time this has happened, so they've probably seen this before, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, sure. And yeah, like
They were
one of
like, "Yeah, this happened like, 6 years ago. This happened." You know, the same
yeah,
thing happened, and so they're just waiting for it to come back and be interesting again. It's like awesome,
yeah. I was talking to
and the
this.
sets are fun. People love these freaking sets that have
Yeah.
come out. The Brothers War in particular, I heard a lot about. Dominaria Remaster, was that what they were playing there?
Yeah, and there was
They
a
had drafts
big
for it
there was like a
because I
10
bet.
there was a 10K event.
Was it a draft or was it like a tournament?
It was either modern or legacy.
Probably modern, I think, is the usual one for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, this apparently Dominaria Remastered's draft, amazing, like really fun.
Cool.
They built it correctly to draft.
Isn't it
So
just Dominaria again?
no, it's all cards. Well, no, it's a curated set of cards for drafts. So they
Yeah.
made this
Oh,
to be
okay.
a draft
Okay.
set of any card that was featured in a Dominaria themed set. That goes back to Legacy, Chronicles, all those early sets. They're
Oh,
all
that's
take
cool.
place on Dominaria.
I didn't
So they
realize
have
that.
reprints from way back then. And of course, new art and everything. Like nothing is too fancy in it, but it's curated so that your draft experience is like excellent the
That's
way they
cool.
did it. You know how sometimes like it hits right with Flesh and Blood draft. It's like it's really well constructed. And you're like, oh yeah, you just there's a lot of optionality and it's a lot of fun, and the draft experience is just really good.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's one of those. It's made to be a very good draft, and apparently it really is.
I'm so sick of Uprising that I missed Tails draft. That's how sick I
See,
am
see,
of
it happened.
Uprising. And Tails draft isn't even that great.
No, you hated Tails.
I
You
did,
hated Tails draft.
but now I miss it because
Yeah,
Uprising's worse. Oh, but Outsiders is looking incredible for draft.
6 heroes should make it last longer.
And dual class cards, so you can pivot.
Yeah,
Like
that
that's a
actually
pack one
is
pick
interesting.
one. That's a
Well,
pack one
and
pick one.
that's what I'm saying, like, that is a very I'm assuming, we'll see how it plays, but based on what we've seen so far, it looks like it's a very thoughtfully engineered draft product, right? You know, and that's what the remasters are. They're basically thoughtfully engineered draft so that it's very fun to draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I like it. I like draft.
Yeah,
It's
I'm really
definitely
looking
my
forward to it.
favorite format. I know that's weird, but I like it. The problem is I just don't like getting extra cards, but when I enjoy it, I just leave the cards for the player. Like, I
Yeah,
don't care.
yeah.
Like,
That's
if I
so.
like it enough to come out and play again and again, I'll just leave the cards for a new player. I don't care.
Yeah, we were talking. We were talking in the shop about it, or maybe it was on the drive that we need to just leave tokens. Just leave our tokens there, and then because there's 20 tokens in the set, we may not. We may be short some when we draft.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, you
missing
mean leave them at
heroes
the
or missing
shop
weapons.
for the
Yeah,
shop handle? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, totally.
Just so that we have the right tokens available.
I mean, other than the pre-release day, I'm assuming they're doing a pre-release event, right? They did
Yeah,
announce that, right?
yeah. So we
Yeah.
have back-to-back pre-release events that we're going to
Yeah.
Friday
So
and Saturday.
other than that day, it shouldn't be a problem as long as people bring their own, which is what I do. I
Right, but people we
after
don't.
pre-release, I just always bring my own tokens to my draft.
Yes, because you are smart like that,
I'm
and
that
I
kind of
don't think.
nerd.
Yeah,
Come on, you gotta bring sleeves, you gotta bring dice, and you gotta bring the tokens and a
yeah. I
box to
have
carry shit home with.
yeah
That's it.
in my bag. I
And the
have
playmat, although I forget the playmat half the time.
in my bag. I have a small deck box full of just draft sleeves that I just use over and over again for drafting.
Yep, that's the way.
And then I unsleeve it, and then they go in the pile of cards.
Cool. Anything else you wanted to cover?
I don't think so. I think that covers. I don't think there's anything else in Battle Hardened. Uh, yeah, the Blitz event and this. I only did the two events. Got some good practice in the last night before. Made me feel real good about going to Arakni. I played 2 games in the hotel and won both of them against Rune Blades. Showed up in the morning, lost all 5 of my games. But
They just let you win. They're trying to make you feel good. They wanted to reduce competition the next day. They wouldn't do that, but
No,
it's
no, they
funny to
wouldn't.
say.
We were,
It's
we
funny
were,
to say.
there were prizes to these games.
Oh,
So,
yeah? You guys threw up your own prize pool? That's
oh
so
yeah, oh yeah. But it was fun. Yeah, looking forward to Pro Tour. So we got an announcement for that. It's going to be in Baltimore, Pro Tour 3.
Yep.
Another place we can drive to. Are you coming to that one? You're coming to that one, right? You're
Yeah, I'll
coming
go
to
to
that
the
one.
pro.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's a pro tour. Those are big. I can wander around and, like, shop and play drafts. Like, I'll probably just
Yeah,
draft
yeah, yeah,
outsiders the whole time, like,
yeah,
while people are doing the
absolutely.
big tournaments. Like, I'm fine with that. That sounds like a blast, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. So that'll be I have my pro quest this next week. We will see if I bring Dash or if I bring Droma. Or I will never bring Droma. Dorinthia. So we shall see. I'm gonna mess around with some Dorinthia deck tech this week. Got my glistening steel blades coming. Should be fun.
Cool.
Anything else you wanted to talk about? Did you want to circle back to Pokemon?
If you want. I don't know. There's not much to talk about. We kinda said it. Only thing was, like, do you pre-order and get the 104 price or not? Like,
I did.
I don't know.
I
That's
did.
rough.
I
That's a
did.
rough decision
I did.
because you don't know if this is gonna crash. You just don't know.
Right.
It may crash. We don't know what the print sizes are for this, right? Because a whole new
I
era,
just don't think if
clearly
it
new MSRP.
right.
And is that gonna do what every other TCG has done when they raised MSRP, which is the demand dropped real
Mhm.
hard in that set, and things didn't move.
Right, but I
It
don't
happened with Magic, happened with Flesh and Blood even,
right. I agree. I agree.
so it's risky.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. But at
I'll
the same
probably do it anyways just for the sake of having it on my shelf.
right, and at the same I feel like the chance of it raising is higher than the chance of it crashing. I think it will not be the only opportunity to get it at this price, but uh I don't know. There's something
The
I
time cost of money is a serious factor as well.
sure, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean
So
it
how much what is it gonna be on retail? What's MSRP per box?
161?
That's a really good discount
Yeah.
if it's 161
Yeah, so let me pull up Pokemon Center.
because they have it list prices. Oh, that's
Yeah, so 161.64 is a booster box MSRP.
okay.
And
That's a
previous
pretty good deal. I mean, it's hard to argue with that.
and previously it was 144. 143.64. So the boxes that are going around right now like Silver Tempest, you can still get
Wait, how is this possible then? Because there's no way you think they're getting lower than this from distro right now?
yeah, if they put like
How?
stores like that are putting in that much of an order.
You think it's just from bulk
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why they offer the discount order so that they can raise their orders and get higher
discounts themselves?
discounts. Yep.
Hmm.
And that's why
Seem
they
like
give you the discount on buying in bulk.
yeah, and it probably feels like a not that risky Pokemon. Because worst case, you get stuck with a bunch of the back for the year and then you sell.
It's gonna sell.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's my point. Like
Yeah. And
Pokemon
there's enough of a
sitting
margin
on the
on it
shelf isn't terrifying for Pokemon.
for TCG stores. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're happy to have it on the shelf.
interesting. Seems like though.
Hmm?
That seems like a big discount.
Yeah. Yeah. I was happy to see it. And I like that store. They actually do one of the guys there actually does a bunch of Marvel Crisis Protocol content. So I kind of view it as a way of supporting that content because I really enjoy listening to him on a podcast and um, the just reviews he does of when the new heroes come out for it. They're pretty good. So I don't know. I just like supporting them, and they get good deals. So
Yeah, makes sense. Makes maybe I'll buy some because I'm gonna get that set in.
yeah, I think I put it in the channel, right? Didn't I?
I don't.
If you're in the Discord, if you want to sign up for our patron, any level, there's $1 level ones. You can get into the
Yep.
Discord and talk to us about any of this stuff. We got channels for Soul Forge, Magic, Flesh and Blood, general things, spicy pools.
All sorts of stuff.
All
Yeah,
our
and we
videos get
do
posted
talk
there.
about everything
Yeah, like
in
when
there. We
deals
talk
come up
about
and stuff.
different
Yeah.
games. One was it One Piece? One
One
Piece is
Piece.
starting to
Yeah.
become a thing people are talking
I
about.
almost picked up a starter deck today, but I said no.
You said I have too many.
There are too many games.
Yeah,
It's
it's fair.
not. It's not really the money thing. It's more of like a brain capacity.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that,
Like
man.
I have that whole starter kit of Warhammer still sitting on my dining table. That's what I'm doing tonight is painting. I'm painting some Warhammer. But yeah, that'll be fun. And Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith. I have some on order, so we'll be
Yeah, I was
doing
gonna
some
say
opening
you're
of that.
getting hard on that, right? You're going crazy.
It's wild. Like I actually just want these cards. I've been playing Pokemon Live on my phone because there's no way I'm gonna be able to get in my calendar get to like actual Pokemon events. So I'm really glad that Pokemon has like a way to play the card game on mobile and on your computer. Um, and it's it gets a lot of hate this new version because you can't like trade and stuff. This is called the Pokemon trading card game, but you can't trade anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, but it goes off of kind of the Hearthstone meta, so you can or the Hearthstone cash value stuff, where if you get duplicates, you just get this dust kind of stuff, and then you can use that to craft the cards you do want.
It's not too bad.
And you don't actually put money into it. You don't purchase packs there. You open real packs and then get the codes and then put that in, and then that's a pack. So with your physical cards, you get digital cards, and then they have like a battle pass kind of thing that gets you like a ton of rewards. And there's stores online where you can buy bulk codes for like 20 cents each or something. So I remember last year when I was playing, I bought like $50 worth of codes, and uh, when that was when it was PTCGO, and then when it switched over to live, it made all of your packs that you had unopened into the premium currency. So I've started Pokemon Live with the max amount of premium currency that you could have for
That's
50
fun.
bucks. So I can like any of the meta deck, I hopped in and just made the Lugia deck and still have plenty of stuff to just make whatever deck I want. It's pretty great. Like the price to actually play the game is super cheap. And I don't know. Like I think it's kind of feast or famine with this game, and I've come in and out of it multiple times throughout my life.
Mhm.
And it's really just like if there's an oppressive deck that's like really just the deck, it's like the Starvo meta. Like Flesh and Blood wasn't really fun to play during the Starvo meta.
Right.
But the Pokemon is in one of the best metas it's been in years.
Is it or I thought it was just the one deck though.
No, no, that's just the deck I've been playing. There
Oh,
are
okay.
other decks. Um, if you're curious, there's a website, justinbasil.com. He talks about like all these different sets, what to play. He has deck guides on everything. It's usually the ones I go to. He has meta decks, budget decks, new decks, where to play, alternate formats. There's like how there's Blitz and Commoner and all these things for Flesh and Blood. There's a bunch of alternate formats for Pokemon. One that I really like is the Gym Leader Challenge, where you have to pick a Pokemon type, and then you can only have Pokemon in your deck from that type. So you are kind of playing like the gym leader.
That's fun.
Yeah. Um, and then there's an expanded format, which is kind of just like modern in Magic. Like it. Then there's a standard rotation, which is actually most played, unlike Magic that isn't played. But like a meta deck, you could buy the meta Lugia deck. If you bought the most cost-effective version of each card, it's $145 for the entire deck. But you don't need the physical deck because I just play online. But then
Got
the second one is $65, $85, $55. Like there's Pokemon has an amazing way of retaining value. They found out in the most recent couple modern sets of how to retain value with these ultra rare chase cards, but also make the competitive format very affordable to play so that kids growing up and playing the game will be able to.
Yeah,
Like these
that's key.
collectors aren't keeping them from playing, which is awesome. I think it's
It's
so
like
smart.
it's like all the TCGs kind of figure that same thing out at the same time,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah. It's
It's
real
good
yeah.
because it was a pain in the butt, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, like that Lugia deck is the most expensive meta deck right now, and the cheapest being $45, and that's in like the top 5, top 8 decks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the rotation's happening with this new set, not Zenith, but um Scarlet Violet, which I'm actually honestly really excited to see some characters from Scarlet and Violet because Jillian and I have been playing a ton of it. It's a ton of fun. Co-op,
Yeah.
just run around, blast.
It's a more open world than the typical Pokemon game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you can
That's
kind
cool.
of, to a degree, you can kind of choose what order you want to do things, and it's not just gyms. There's like you go battle Team Star, which is like Team Rocket.
Yeah, I have to say, she hasn't been online in the past week, and
That's what
I'm
she's doing.
assuming
Yeah.
she's just playing that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That was I was like, "Huh, didn't even respond to my call out to play Darktide, huh?" I was like, "Pokemon has stolen her soul." I was like, "Tommy's gonna
Absolutely.
be so sad because she's gonna level way past him."
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
I knew that was coming when you said you brought it up the other day. I was like, "Oh no, that's not gonna last." I was
Yeah.
actually talking to my partner about it, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, that's why I don't play games with people because I don't want to have to wait for them." And she's my partner's obsessive. I
Yeah.
mean, she's
Yeah.
still playing Animal Crossing and
Great.
freaking what was the other one? Oh, what's the one that like Animal Crossing's based on that's on the PC? Stardew Valley. She just
Stardew Valley is based on
played that again.
Animal Crossing
Well,
came out way before.
is it? Okay, yeah, whatever order,
Animal
whatever.
Crossing came
Yeah,
out on
yeah, I got
GameCube.
it mixed up. Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, got it mixed up. But yeah, she's still playing that and like like obsessively, like plays it crazy.
Uh-huh.
Giant farms, all this stuff going on. It's nuts.
Oh, I was playing in the hotel. Like before I fell asleep, I was playing. I was trying to catch up. Didn't get very far. I got
With your
one thing
Pokemons.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's
How many
fun.
Pokemon are in this set?
In this game or
Yeah.
the set
I don't know.
of
Does the game
cards.
cover an entire era of cards?
Yeah, so there
So the game has 1,000 and then like each subs
the
yeah,
game
like
has like 300 something, high 300s.
okay.
And then there are slight differences in which if you're
Show
playing
up in what
Scarlet
set.
or Violet. But so
Yeah, of
since Jillian's playing Violet, I'm playing Scarlet. If we're both running around the world together, both games Pokemon will spawn. So I can
nice.
catch the ones that are in her game and she can catch the ones that are in my game just by sharing playing together, which is super cool. And then some Pokemon require you to trade them, so we can trade back and forth.
Mhm.
It's just fun. I got my Gengar, run around with Gengar. One of my favorite Pokemon, and there's even the new Pokemon. I use like most of these new Pokemon games will come out, and I won't really like them because I'm like an OG 150 lover, and then even Silver, Gold I like, Diamond, Sapphire were really cool too. Um, but Quaxley, Quaxley is the best boy. He's so good. He's just I don't know. There's something about him and that hair, that fluff. It's so good. But I think we're rambling. Um,
You certainly are.
yeah. Anything else before we wrap up
Nope.
this
I'm good.
rambling nonsense? Thank you for you who stick around to listen to this.
They didn't. It's fine.
If you
Hey,
did,
hashtag Quaxley Quaff.
no.
Yes, come on, I wanna see it in the comments.
Okay.
Hashtag
All right.
Quaxley Quaff.
All right. I just don't
That'll
want to.
make me laugh so
I
hard.
don't want any misspelling of that.
Quaxley Quaff. Yeah, misspell it. So Tommy has
No.
to cringe. I love
No. Okay.
it.
All right. Well, until next week's ramble of nonsense, we will
Yeah.
catch you guys later.
Have a good one.